Okay. Thank you, Don. And now let's go. Okay. Don't you love
Where does
technology?
yesterday's future, which is already here, meet today's future, which is about to happen, and tomorrow's future, which could be just minutes away? Welcome to Technology Revolution, the future of now, where host Bonnie D. Graham asks savvy futurists for their predictions about the tech-driven trends that are shaping our future right now. Here's your host, who will take us into the future of now, Bonnie D. Graham.
That's me. Thank you to the voice who introduces me. I'm Bonnie D. in the house. Happy to be here. I've got a panel of three of my, don't tell my other guests, favorite people, because they're going to take us on part 3 of a world tour looking at sites, SIGHTS, and sites, SITES, around the world, where we're going to experience the benefits of construction innovation and AI. Let me introduce my guests. Everybody wave hello. There you all are. I'm going to give a little preview here, and then I'll introduce each of you. It'll first be Don, and then Darryl, and then Tim. So here we go. On Technology Revolution, the Future of Now, we'll explore how AI is innovating construction like never before. Bonnie D on her Scarlett Mic is leading the way. Don, I'm the only host who does rhymes for the openings. I just wanted to warn you. With savvy futurists sharing bold AI predictions today. Here we go. From Austin's Dell Children's Hospital Medical, where healing is true, to Beitou Library in Taipei, green design is shining through. Vancouver's Siegel Family Health brings care so bright. Intuit Dome in California welcomes sports fans to the light. The Sphere in Las Vegas dazzles infinite hues. Gatehead's bridge tilts with engineering views. Cube Berlin gleams with a smart tech face, and Barangaroo in Sydney redefines the space. London's Power Tunnel pushes progress along. Global visions of building, both bold and strong. Don DeLoach, wave hello. Darryl, Keeton, wave hello. And Tim Wolter are here too, sharing their data-led predictions with me and you. Enjoy the tour with their expert insight. We're getting concrete, constructing a future bright. Don, here we go. From Georgia Tech halls, where visions bright took flight, Don set out to make sure business runs right. With sharp, seasoned eyes, he repaired what was torn and arose through the ventures where new ideas are born. CRM success and IoT fame with Rocket Wagon Labs, Don carved a strong name. On boards and with startups, his guidance is wide, mentoring innovative founders with wisdom and pride. Don, you can blush now. Now, lab to launch fuels the futures he sees, where data and AI shape smart cities with ease. A strategist, a futurist, impacting fresh change. Don thrives where ideas spark lasting change. Don, I hope you like that.
I think it's the best so far, for sure.
All right. I know you didn't like the last one, so we worked on it. We renovated that one. Darryl Keeton is here with sensors and smarts. Darryl's vision runs deep. Smart cities that guide for the traffic they keep. From Deloitte's first lessons to ventures that grow, he launched Sensigrate so that safety would flow. Equity drives him, technology too. AI and data revealing what's true. A builder of futures with purpose in mind. Darryl's clearing roadblocks that others might find. On skis down the slope and with flavors to spar, he gives back through service, a volunteer star. A futurist voice bringing change close at hand. Darryl is shaping how smart cities will stand. Darryl, I hope you enjoyed that.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. That was measured, and I appreciate that. Tim is next. Construction first called Tim, with blueprints in hand. Then fate drew a line and reshaped what he'd planned. A crash sparked a mission he vowed to pursue, creating bold safety view. Safe training made new. With AI that spots risks before they appear, Tim builds safer futures where workers see clear. Real-time detection, adaptive and wise, turning hazards to lessons through vigilant eyes. A futurist mind with the passion to guide, Tim welcomes technology to stand by his side. He leads with conviction, his purpose held true, transforming construction with safety in view. Tim, what'd you think?
Exceptional.
Oh, I'll take exceptional. Okay. So stay tuned, dear audience. Our journey has begun where tech meets construction. New horizons are spun from smart cities rising to work sites secure. AI builds a future both safer and sure. Our futurists bring insights practical and grand, innovating the progress shaping our land. So, how'd I do, everybody? We get a thumbs up for those? What'd you think?
Nice.
Sylvia and I worked very hard on those. I want you all to know. So let's go around the panel. Don, I'm starting with you, putting you on speaker view. Don, please, let's have a brief update of what you've been up to. It's been a couple months since you've been on, and we'd love to know what's new with you and Rocket Wagon Labs. Go ahead, Don.
Well, not much that I can talk about. I'm involved in a stealth mode project that is super interesting. That is consuming a lot of my time. I am just adding a second project on something that I also can't talk about, but that is with some people that are crazy smart. So I love that. And it's really tapping into a lot of the IoT background as well, with a lot of AI, which are going to go hand in hand naturally, going forward. Just finished the summer semester, kicked off the fall semester at Illinois Tech. Have 4 really good projects there. And then just, everything else, just trying to keep the train on the tracks.
Thank you very much. Exciting. When you say that I can't talk about it, sounds very top level, very high level, very interesting. And it sounds like something I'm going to check back with you in a couple months and see if you can talk about it. Okay.
No, it's actually, they're just projects that I'm involved with where I don't know what I'm doing, so I can't talk.
Oh, okay. We thought they were top secret and
Yeah,
we
they
need
kind of are.
clearance. Tim and Darryl say, could we get clearance too? I don't know. Okay, I don't know who Clarence is. Anyway, thank you, Don. Well, I'm glad you're working on exciting projects. Darryl, you're up next. What's new with you? Go ahead.
Just been traveling a lot the last few months for conferences, getting new customer opportunities. So excited for closing the end of the year over the next few 3 to 4 months out. Pretty good. Excited to go to San Francisco next week. We got invited to attend Google's AI Summit. So be a bunch of other startups and entrepreneurs across the U.S. that are using AI or leveraging new AI. So with SensorGrate, we actually just brought in Gen AI as part of our solution with our data. So really excited to kick that off and beta test it with some customers, then bring it to market.
Sounds like you are on an upswing and you're excited about what's going on. That's great, Darryl. Congratulations on all the good news. Tim, and a shout out to your wonderful wife and your business partner, Chelsea, as well. I've met her, and please give her my regards. Tim, I'm putting you on speaker view. Give us an update, please.
And if she is not listening, I'll make sure I let her know.
Please do.
We have been busy. We have been hired to speak at a construction conference on Saturday this week. We go to Colorado for the National Safety Conference. We're semifinalists there for Safety View. I've been admitted into the leadership program for Hardin County, where I live, to help structure a plan to implement here. And I launched another software called DataView to help founders that I scrambling to have somebody come in and take over that. So it's been busy.
And in your spare time, do you sleep? Do you eat?
There's times.
Well, good. That's good.
Bless
Good once in a
Chelsea
while.
for bringing me dinner in my office sometimes.
There you go. I have a smart bed my kids made me buy, and it has an app that I don't pay attention to, but every couple of weeks it says, here's your sleep history. And it tells me my heart rate, it tells me my breathing, it tells me how many hours I was restless. And it told me this last month that I did pretty well and I met some kind of a level I'm supposed to. So, Don, I'm feeling really good about that. At least the bed is talking to me. It's like, oh, I can't sleep. Yes, you can. Okay, there we go. I got to be careful because it's watching me or feeling me, however it may be. Let's briefly do some fictional quotes. I've asked you each to send me a quote from a movie or a TV show or a song lyric. We're going to make this part fast. Don, you've sent a quote from Dr. Sean McGuire, played by the late, just brilliant Robin Williams, speaking to Will, played by Matt Damon in the movie Good Will Hunting, 1997. I don't know why they call it a romance drama. I thought it was a lot heavier than that. Here's the quote Don has picked. So if I asked you about art, you'd probably give me the skinny on every art book ever written. Michelangelo, you know a lot about him. Life's work, political aspirations, him and the Pope, sexual orientation, the whole works, right? But I'll bet you can't tell me what it smells like in the Sistine Chapel. You've actually never stood there and looked up at that beautiful ceiling, seen that. This is quite a quote, Don. What does this have to do? Tim is on. Yeah, Daryl's thinking, wow, wish I picked that one. Yeah, it's the first time I've ever had that one from that movie on the show out of thousands of quotes. Don, what does this have to do with our topic, and how did you find such a gorgeous quote? Talk to me.
Probably inspired by events over the last several months, but it's experience matters. You can read things and talk in platitudes, and I can teach proven methods and best practices about commercialization or whatever, but didactic teaching in a classroom and reciting something that is a prescription is not the same as understanding what it means by experience. And in truth, the combination is the most powerful approach. But living it versus talking about it or hearing what it should be are two different things. And the experience piece is just huge.
Thank you. Very, very interesting. I love the quote. I'm going to save that. Well, I saved them all, but I'm going to put that in my list of quotes. Sometimes I get guests on who say, I don't watch movies, I don't watch TV, I don't listen to music. What are you living in a cave somewhere? Well, that's fine. Good for you. But I suggest, and I have a list of about 250 quotes now from movies, TV, and so on. I might add that one. That was beautiful. Don, thank you. You've outdone yourself. Way beyond expectations. Gold star. Okay, Darryl has picked a quote from Detective Del Spooner, played by Will Smith, and Sonny, a robot, voice and motion capture, played by Alan Tudyk. The movie, of course, is I, Robot, 2004 sci-fi action film, and the scene he is quoting, Darryl's quoting, is Del Spooner, the detective, says, human beings have dreams. Even dogs have dreams. But not you. You are just a machine, an imitation of life. Can a robot write a symphony? Can a robot turn a canvas into a beautiful masterpiece? And Sonny the robot rebuts, can you? I like that one. That's a challenge. Darryl, where'd you find this and relate it to our topic, please?
With all the discussions with AI I've been following, and the fear of AI is taking over, it's just a kind of perfect quote for the perfect time. So kind of just reinforcing that we need positive, human-centric, focus AI solutions. So things that aren't going to take over the world, but we are going to be working with AI on our lives going forward. So we have to work in parallel and just to be mindful of creating ethical technology.
Interesting, the robot saying, can you? Meaning we're not all that talented, that creative, but we're basically saying we've got empathy. I would like to say that. We've got empathy. Do you? And flip it around the other way. Thank you, Darryl. Tim's quote is from TARS in caps, voiced by Bill Irwin. The film is Interstellar, 2014 epic sci-fi, directed by Christopher Nolan, who co-wrote the play. Did you know this, with his brother Jonathan? Tim, did you know that? He has a brother, Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, Jessica Chastain, Bill Irwin, Ellen Burstyn, and Michael Caine. What a cast! And here is the quote. This is interesting. The future is not a gift. It is an achievement. That's the first, that's a wow, because a lot of people are quoted on the future is whatever, whatever you make it, blah, blah, blah. An achievement. Tim, powerful. Talk to me.
Yeah, I mean it's TARS, which was a robot on there, and it speaks directly to both what Darryl and Dawn had said. It's we have to build it, and the result of the hard work and that innovation will create, right? So AI is not going to just take over. Things aren't just going to happen. We have to create the things, create the systems, put them in place that will help people. So
It's an achievement. I will. That's going in my greatest quotes list too. All of
no, I
yours
made
are.
it.
What? It's gotta. I'll credit each of you if you want with being the source. That's fine. Thank you very much. I like it when I get fresh quotes from my guests because, as I say, sometimes I get 6, 10, 12 quotes a week, and after a while, they start to be the same. You can't handle the truth. We know that one from A Few Good Men. Are we tired of that one? And all kinds. So anyway, yeah, Don's raising his eyebrows. Yeah, I know, Bonnie. I used to have quotes from real people. Do you know how many quotes I got from Winston Churchill, from Gandhi, from JFK, and from Maya Angelou? The same 4 quotes all the time. That's all the people, everybody. Oh, and let's see, Henry Ford and Walt Disney. Those were the top 6. They were, and Mark Twain, of course, yes, and a couple others thrown in. Okay, let's go to the visuals. Don, you're up first. Are you ready? I have screen share available. Why don't you put up what you'd like to show us, and let's go on our world tour. We've got plenty of time. We're ahead of schedule, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Didn't realize I was going to be showing. I should have realized this. Can I go? Can you come back to me?
Of course I can. Absolutely. Darryl, guess what? You're up first then. Okay, I don't care what order we go in, Darryl. Darryl, are you ready to share yours?
Yes, let me just pull up my
Okay. Don,
slide.
you can thank Darryl for filling in for the opening.
Yes, thank you, Daryl. Nice.
Okay. There
No,
you
no
go.
problem at all.
I know you all too well. When do the beers arrive? Okay. No, I don't drink beer. Okay. Darryl, whenever you're ready. There we go.
Can you see my screen?
It's starting to share. There we go. Please tell us what we've got. Go through all 3 of yours and take your time.
Sure. So for my kind of buildings, I selected a few that were really unique and fairly new in technology. The first that I haven't been to yet, but it's on my bucket list, is the Intuit Dome in Los Angeles. This is a new dome for stadium arena for the Los Angeles Clippers. Their CEO, or the leader of the Clippers, is a former executive at Microsoft. So anything from a technology perspective is going to be done world class. So this arena starts from entering, where you can enter in with an app or biometrics of facial recognition. And then when you get into your seats, they have audio sensors within every seat. So they'll give out prizes and awards to different sections based on how loud they are. So it's really an engaging, interactive arena. It doesn't sit that many people compared to other locations. I won't quote the exact number, but you can kind of see in this image, there's little red dots or blue dots. So even
Yeah.
the seats have electricity to them for plugging your smart devices, which is heavily needed. Connectivity is really key. You ever show up to arena or concert and you can't get connected to the network? They have 5G and wireless technologies throughout, but the interaction with the crowd is the lights will flash different colors, or also kind of show those crowds sections that are also kind of cheering the loudest to kind of highlight them in the arena. Or like if you win, like how they do like handouts, or like give a row like free pizza or pretzels or drinks, it'll highlight those rows so that people can kind of see it pretty quickly. But the other thing that's pretty cool too is you can see the top here, this whole screen that's in an oval shape is all LED from both the inside and outside. So not the center of the arena having an interactive screen. There is this kind of oval solution that they implemented too. So that's also first of its kind that I've seen in arenas, and this kind of world class technology that they put in to really improve fan engagement, which I think is really key to help your teams win. But that hasn't happened for the Clippers yet. As a Nuggets fan, I don't mind that.
That is gorgeous. Look at those lights. Is similar at all to the Sphere? The design, the concept?
um, Probably in a way, yes. I'm sure there's some similar technologies that overlap. The Spear is actually my next
I
um,
know. I know. Go ahead.
uh, topic. So
Oh,
I am more impressed. I couldn't speak to everything in this venue. It sits about 27,000, but the videos, I follow them on Instagram. the videos, the images I see being in Vegas at least once a year, it's just pretty amazing. If you ever drive by, the outside is all embedded with LED screens. So you get a 360 field of view of LED screens, and they do different images like the moon here, and how
Mm.
realistic that looks from LED screens is pretty impressive. You can think about going to Times Square or sporting venues or like I just shared and seeing LED screens, but nothing to this magnitude and detail. But the full sphere inside is also 360 field of view. It's almost like having a 2020 vision inside. It's very interactive. I think the movie was The Wizard of Oz, or
Yes.
that they redid
Yes.
and showed here. Didn't get quite the turnout that they were expecting, but from the
Ooh.
clips that I saw, it was like you're almost living directly in the movie. It was so close. When they did the tornado scene when opening, they had wind and leaves blowing around inside to give
What?
the audience like the full experience of actually being in the movie. And so also on the inside, it's just all connected with LED screens throughout, but just a very interactive, high technology, high quality and sound and visuals that you get in a entertainment venue. Unfortunately, Vegas isn't doing that well, but supposedly there's 2 to 3 more that will go up, or total of 3 that will go up across Vegas in the future.
I want to, Darryl, I just want to react. This is so gorgeous and it boggles the mind. My couple of my kids and grandkids were there for the opening, and they said if you have any sense of losing your balance or any sense of dizziness, this is not the place to go. But which I do, but it's beyond magnificent. Can you imagine being Don and Tim and Darryl, can you imagine being on the design team for this project? Can you imagine what it was like when somebody said, let's imagine this? Think of a prompt to an AI, a chatbot, or to an AI photography or an AI design art app. Think of writing the prompt that says, give me something in the round where there will be gazillion LED lights and cameras and screens and over 25,000 humans enjoy. Can you imagine? Daryl, stop sharing for a second. I just want to go around the panel if you don't mind.
Sure.
I just want to get everybody back. Yeah, Tim, Don, would you love to have been in some of those early meetings when somebody said, I have an idea, let's call it the sphere? That might not have been the first. What would you think that was like, that first brainstorming? Tim, thoughts?
Go ahead, Dawn.
Don? Are we all
Well,
gobsmacked here? I'm sorry. I know we didn't plan this, but I couldn't even imagine being in something that exciting and somebody saying, yeah, we'll get a couple of $1 billion to fund it. Don, what do you think?
so I remember being on the monorail in Vegas when at CES. This probably was a couple of years before, as the Sphere was being built.
Hmm.
What the hell is that? I have no idea what's going up there.
There you go.
And I thought it was going to be a new basketball arena. And, fast forward several years, and I'm listening to one of my best friends tell me about seeing Dead & Co. at the Sphere and describing what it was like. And I'm like, oh my God, I've got to get there, ideally when Dead & Co. is playing. Yeah, it's magnificent. And the creativity that has gone into that is just unbelievable.
And somebody said, no limits, right? Somebody said, imagine to the sky and back, right? Daryl, imagine anything you can imagine, we'll make it happen. That's the exciting part that I'm trying to grasp here is sitting in that room or in those rooms, virtual or real, with people saying, let's just go for, not broke here, let's just go berserk here with creativity and with color and with lights and with dreams. Let's make an experience that nobody's ever had before. That must
One of
have been
those
very exciting. Go ahead.
brainstorming sessions where it's like shoot to the moon.
Yes.
Just go out there.
Yeah.
What can we do? What would be the coolest thing you could see? And
That's
let's
it.
put it together.
That's what they got. Daryl, what do you think?
And I was gonna say, like a lot of the technology is probably new and how to be innovated.
Hmm.
But something to check out for the listeners is go to thespear.com/science. It goes through like the science side of it. So it's not just the technology, it's a science to build this. It kind of almost reminds me of like going to Rome or Greece and seeing all the architecture back there and like what it took to innovate. This is kind of the same position as all of us are all entrepreneurs on this call, including you. I consider you an entrepreneur.
Thank you.
We all have to dream big and
Yep.
then pitch our idea to people to dream big with us and see the future, because everything that we're building, we're starting from one, small, stone, and then we want to grow it into that diamond in the rough.
Thank you.
And that really takes a lot of courage,
Yes.
bravery,
Yes.
being lonely at the top too,
Yes.
which a lot of people don't talk about.
Yes.
But like some people think you're crazy, but I always say like we're the craziest, but we're probably like the most innovative, smartest people in the world because we're willing to take that sacrifice to challenge and do something most people will not take the step in to that door and do. So that the group that you're discussing about doing this is it's remarkable because they saw a vision, then they
Yes.
had it, someone had to get people around them to support that vision and then go get the money of something that was hard to even some people to even grasp on. And then it's kind of those situations where like think about like the Nvidia stock price today. It's like, man, if I would have been there from day one.
Yep.
Imagine any of those that said no
Very
to
well put, Darryl.
that
Very, and
he
thank
pitched
you.
his idea.
Thank you for including me. I can imagine what it was like being at, I'm just making as though there was one table. There are probably many, 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 but people saying, throw your idea on the table. Put it in the hat. Let's see. Let's see. How far out can we go? What can we each contribute? What is your vision and your vision? And then somebody had to, by committee, kill a few and boost a few. So thank you. I just found it unbelievable what they did. It's just beyond. Okay, Darryl, why don't you finish your third site and then we'll bring up Don. Are you ready after this, or you want Tim to go first?
Oh, it doesn't matter to me.
Okay, all right. Then Darryl, Don will go next and then Tim. Okay, Darryl, why don't you finish sharing? Thank you.
One thing I'll mention is I was in the same boat as Don. I was at CES and like, what the heck are they building over there?
Yeah.
And then I started looking into it and then came back like a couple years and like, and last year at CES, they actually had a free concert there. So if you go to CES, maybe again this year, sign up in advance, so you can get free tickets to see someone there present, entertain there.
Woot woot. And maybe Tim will be there with his hats. Okay, let's do the third one. Tim, you'll wear your
Um,
hat. Go ahead.
so the last one, I haven't been here, but it's the Gateshead's Millennium Bridge. I believe it's in London, but it's a bridge that actually rotates versus like the ones that typically lift like in Chicago or Florida,
Mm-hmm.
like in a V shape. So it turns to its side to allow passage underneath.
What?
Yeah, so from here
What?
to a flat base where people can connect to this. So very innovative on my bucket list too after I found this one. But just really cool to kind of keep things intact versus like keeping the separating a bridge. They kept it intact and are rotating for passage underneath through the river.
And Darryl, my question is, why didn't somebody think of this sooner? Seriously, why didn't some engineer say, well, listen, they have sets on Broadway shows, right, that they turn and pivot and move around and they flip them from the city to the office and whatever you're seeing. So just turn the damn thing around. Beautiful, Darryl.
I think that goes back to our point about like sitting in the room and throwing out that idea and
Yes.
people kind of shying away from it because that's not the typical way we see bridges. And this is a pedestrian, bridge, so it's not meant for vehicles. But still, like the weight of this is massive, and you have to have, the right gears. I'm not a physics person, but you have to have all that together to make this possible to tilt in this direction and not collapse or break or bend.
And it's gorgeous too. It's architecturally just fascinating to me. Thank you, Darryl. That was quite the three sites there. I appreciate it. A site for happy eyes, not sore eyes. There we go. Dawn, are you ready? We're ready for you.
Sure.
And Tim, you can get your hat ready for your turn.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have a hat display here. Fashion show. Okay, Don.
Yep. Uh,
It's coming. Okay. What do we got?
That's coming through.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So the first one is the Dell Children's Medical Center in Austin. All of the ones I'm going to show are basically environmentally forward, if you will.
Mhm.
But the other thing is the common thread between all three is that these are all purpose built and aligned with kind of societal good. So the Dell Children's Medical Center is really designed for physical healing and patient care. And the idea behind it is they use natural light and color schemes that are meant to be calming and healing for the children and families and people that they're serving there. And I just thought it was a really cool, basically patient care facility that I can only imagine is really well received by the people who are there.
Don, it reminds me of some relaxing gardens or with a pergola. I'm not sure if that's what you call that structure there with the water, in some Japanese gardens in places I visited in Brooklyn, in Queens. There were some beautiful gardens that have this relaxing type of escape with the water and the place to sit and just to be quiet. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. I think that this is an example of how people are, almost all of these discussions today will be about this, but how design is becoming a part of the overall goal of the building isn't just to provide office space or provide lab space or whatever, but it's how do I design a building or a structure that is intended to serve a specific purpose. And I think they do a nice job on this.
It's lovely. Thank you. What's next?
Okay. So we're going to go to Asia for this one.
Mhm.
This is actually a public library in Taiwan. And they built the library as a central hub for the community. And they provide free resources for education for children. And it's just meant to be kind of a public gathering places. Good, Don. And the way it's constructed is to be exceptionally environmentally friendly. So the way the roof is sloped, the solar panels, the windows, and the lighting are all designed for this to be environmentally very forward. The way down to the water consumption in the building, but more than that, it's meant to be sort of a central hub for the community where people gather, and they're just hosting things that are really all designed for the well-being of the community.
Thank you.
Okay, and last, this is kind of more modern, and this is actually the best picture. I should have found a better picture of this, but this is the Siegel Family Health Center in Vancouver. This is for mental health and addiction, and it's designed to really promote recovery for its patients. And again, this is just following the theme of forward-looking buildings with thoughtful design that are in and of themselves designed for the well-being of society. So this is really meant to provide a place where there's compassionate healthcare and addiction support. In many ways, serving a population that would otherwise not get these resources. And I don't know if you've been to, the types of buildings I'm talking about where there's mental health support, or obviously most people have seen a hospital, but the whole idea behind this is that a lot of times, people that are marginalized in society, are in hospitals that look like they're from a war zone, or mental health facilities that are maybe creating mental health issues for the people working there because they're so um,
Depressing.
just depressing, and they don't have to be, although it takes money to do this, and a lot of times, and I don't want to sound like I'm and I'm not going to go political, but it the idea that resources get put into things that help make society better, it is often challenged, and these are three examples of um, buildings that obviously were not cheap, that there was a big investment in these, but they're created with purpose in mind to service the good of society. And I think that makes them even more appealing than they would be otherwise.
This is very interesting. I'm looking at colors, I'm looking at glass, I'm looking at the center part with the glass, and it looks like some very bright lights there. Don, I'm wondering what the interior looks like as well, because from the outside it's very inviting. Have you seen any
I've
images
seen
of what
pictures.
like
I have seen pictures of the inside. It's exactly what you would think it would be in terms of the modern look and feel, clean and crisp. Again, the antithesis of what you would expect in a mental health facility in many ways, in large part due to the lack of funding for this type of thing. So, yeah, I mean, to me, it looks like one of the newer upscale residential buildings
Mhm.
in the city of Chicago. I mean, there's some just fabulous buildings going up all over the place, very expensive, but have all kinds of great attributes to it. I'm just taken by seeing this amount of thought and effort being put into buildings that were designed to serve these purposes. That's inspiring to me in a lot of ways.
Thank you very much. Very, very interesting. Thank you, Don, for the three sites. And let's go to Tim.
Yeah.
Tim with the hat. Nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Uh,
We'll get the hat later. Thank you, Don. Here we go.
yeah.
Where are we going?
So I also had a theme that's proactive use of AI and data to move beyond simple automation, create smarter and safer and more efficient built environments.
I'm flattered that you put a screen up like that. Thank you.
So to start, in my opinion, you can't really talk about AI unless you talk about a building that actually thinks for itself.
Wow.
The Cube in Berlin, it's a brain that unites a variety of technologies and its self-learning system. They actually built a digital twin of this when it was created. That way they can allow teams to simulate everything from material and structural integrity. The AI is post-construction. It's a system that uses thousands of sensors automatically, and it controls everything from climate to the security.
What are we
Um,
looking at in terms of those angles? Are those, is that in an angle of the glass? Is that
yeah,
lighting? What is it an
it's
optical illusion, Tim? Tell me
it's
more.
the glass, how it's structurally put together with the grooves. It's every picture I look, it depending on what time of the day, what angle, the building actually looks different. It transforms. It's just the coolest looking building, and it's a box, but it's a really cool box. So
Wow. And what's inside? Is this, remind me, is this office? Is this, what is this?
it's office. Yeah,
Office. I wonder what the windows look like from the inside looking out. You can't see in through these windows from the
well, it has a
outside in, can you?
structural frame, a cube structural frame. Even if you see up here, it
Uh-huh.
has sharp angles that come down, and then they built out the glass, and just by looking at it, they have stud points in here that connect the glass into the structural steel of it. Um, there is some angles to bring it down, like this angle on the
Yeah.
side here. So yeah, it's
Magnificent. It's
really cool.
yeah, it's almost like the sphere in reverse, except it's a cube. Think of the concept of a geometry, right? Think of it's named after a geometric figure, like the sphere is named after something, and that's what we learn. We learn about shapes in the world.
Uh,
But
and
I,
one thing I like about it is like it knows your office or who you are. So if it knows that you like the office a little cooler in the afternoons on a summer day, it will cool it down. It remembers and adjusts everything to the temperature automatically, and even before you ask.
I love it.
It's a personalized self-learning environment.
Very cool. Thank you. What you got next?
So last point to where
Oh,
the
yes.
angles and stuff, I
Yes.
did put an interesting fact. The
Yeah.
entire facade has complexity. It's made of 12 different types of glass panels. They're all arranged in thousands of unique combinations that use digital twin and algorithmic placement to help the builders achieve that look. So
How long did it take to build this? Do you know, Tim?
I didn't take that fact down. I'm
Okay.
not sure. We'd have to look it up.
I challenge our viewers and listeners. We got a couple of people live watching. I'll take a look at that. That is absolutely fascinating. Is this something that people are planning to replicate in other cities around the world? Do you know? Are there other cubes?
I'm as far as the shape and stuff, I don't know. I mean, from the AI and it self-learning systems, you see them going up everywhere. I believe Darryl's products in that, our products in it, more AI learning to accomplish something. So
Can
they
you
use it
imagine
a lot.
somebody saying, I got a job in the Cube Berlin? Where? Well, let me show you pictures. Can you
It's a
imagine?
cube.
It's another level of, I won't say elitism, but another level of pride in where you work, in addition to what you do, perhaps.
Yeah.
I work in such and such a building, and let me show you pictures. That's I don't know. Okay, we'll let that one alone. But the idea that there's an excitement, that's what I'm going for. An excitement at going to that building and looking at it and
Oh
saying,
yeah.
I get to work there. I get to spend time there. I get it to tell me when I'm too hot, when I'm too cold. This is lovely. Okay.
You don't have to tell it. It just does it.
I
It
know
just
it tells
knows.
me. That's right. That's right. Wow. Okay. Bring it on. Bring it to my
Yeah.
house. I'm ready.
So moving to the next is the Bangaroo development in Sydney. This is prime example of sustainable urban built with AI at its core. The project used AI to generate the design to optimize the light and ventilation of the buildings, significantly reducing the energy footprint and the environmental impact. Uh,
Look at the shapes of those buildings, Tim. Look at that.
yeah.
What is that one on the left? What do you call
That
that?
is the Bangaroo. That is really where the energy efficient, how that moves through the angles, the sharp angles, cutting the air. You know,
Office building?
yeah, I would imagine office. There might be some condos in it, things like that.
Wow. And it's tall. Do we have any idea how high it is?
Um, I don't know that either.
Well,
No.
when we do part four, we'll do a throwback on some of the facts of what we've got here. This is
What I
fascinating.
did find interesting is they had used AI powered drones for real time monitoring when they were building it, and it was conducting all the surveys and inspections um, to ensure every part was being executed safely and correctly. So it's yeah, it's pretty
Okay.
amazing what
I'm seeing
AI
if
is
I
doing.
can quickly get the information here. Let's see. Banger Sydney building is 890 feet tall, making it the tallest building. This is one Barangaroo, 271.3 meters, 890 feet tall, making it the tallest building in Sydney. It has 75 floors, mixed use with hotel and residential. The designer was Wilkinson Eyre. It's in New South Wales, Australia. Very interesting. Have I got the right one?
Yep, yep, that's
Okay,
it.
there you
Uh,
go.
by using
Well,
AI, they reduced 97% of the waste on that project
wow.
by using AI to
It's
build it. So
gorgeous. Residential. I want to go there. Okay.
Great city.
Don, what?
It's a great city.
Yep, I've heard. I've heard.
Favorite cities in the world. It's awesome.
And Tim, you got one more for us?
I do. And just like I ended the last one, I'll end this one with a tunnel. The London Power Tunnel is interesting. It used these AI powered drillers, but they also had, in order to lay the energy lines in here, they used the AI operated cable installation equipment that was able to lay that stuff down. So it was, it's all electricity tunnels that will power the city, using AI to analyze the data for the tunnel boring, and everything from vibration, soil pressure to temperature, allowed the predictive, the AI to do all this. So
Can you imagine people are going to make movies about this? There'll be thrillers, won't there, Tim? There'll be thrillers about the building of this and what they've put in it and what they're going to do with it and how they're going to conduct something through it that's not supposed to be there. And yeah, that could be very interesting. Any more
So
comments on this, Darryl? What do you think?
Tim, is this going to be used for their tube too, or just the power lines?
this was their power tunnel project, just for the power systems. I know they have the other tunnel, the transit tunnel too. This is they built it to pretty much power the city for next however many years.
So is it like vents or like fans or turbines that are also helping like with airflow or something to power, or is it just
Well,
all
they'd have
cable
to.
management?
I mean, it's essentially all cable management is what this tunnel is. Um,
Look how clean it
so
is.
I know that Google's DeepMind was actually, their engineers were involved on this project, to digitize it and their existing power network. So.
I
Wow.
can I could think of two banners in the room. Are you done with this, Tim? We're going to go back
One
to
last,
us. Yeah, go ahead.
when it comes to construction and
Yeah,
blueprints, they actually had thousands of decades old hand drawn utility maps
yeah.
that they were able to convert using AI to make digital files within minutes. I have a number, it saved over 20,000 man hours to take all those old hand drawn and
Wow.
run them through AI. So
Wow.
now I am
Thank you.
finished.
Beautiful. It makes me think of, I'll wait till we come back. It makes me think of the sign that Ted Lasso put up with the young lady, you know what her name was, over the locker room in Ted Lasso, and it said "Believe." And I'm thinking when people are doing these projects, they would say, "Think big." Think big and believe. Think of the powerful thinking, Don and Tim and Darryl, of people getting together and saying, let's put this out there. Let's get people to believe in it. Let's think big. Let's use technology. Let's dream beyond what anybody has or what somebody else dreamed about years ago. And now we have the technology. We'll find the funding to make these things finally come to life. And here we are looking at them with no cables on a screen, sharing these with people all over. Think about what we're doing, right? This was whoever dreamed we'd be sitting here in 4 different cities or countries around the world talking to each other on a screen and showing pictures. No, nobody. Don, we have about 6 minutes left. Let's go around the table. This can be a silly question, but if you can answer it if you want to. Don, if you could dream up a building that would make you happy, that would use AI in some way or other technologies, what would it be? Where would it be? Just a brief, what would you dream of having? If it was personal, if it was for business, what would you like to see in the world? Pop quiz, kids.
So, like residence
Up to
or
you. Up to you. Residence, office building, healthcare, airport, terminal, sports, theater,
wow.
anything. What would your wish list have if people say, what do you want to, where do you want to be on your bucket list, as Darryl has referred to several times? What would you see built if you were part of a design team that had unlimited funds, unlimited brain power, and you could say, I know technology can help us get this done. Is there something you would dream of building?
I mean, uh, carbon neutral, just environmentally forward building with a large open space for large family gatherings, overlooking the ocean, and with a probably with a padel court on the grounds for not paddle or tennis, but padel, which is big in Europe and in South Mexico and South America, and it's coming into the US in a big way, So all you pickle fans should be on the lookout for Padel because it's coming. But mostly centered around family and yeah.
Thank you. Darryl, what would you like to see built? What would you like to be part of?
I don't know, I had like 4 ideas come to mind.
Ooh, good.
But the one that I think the most, since I travel a lot, is high-speed rail. So it's more infrastructure, connecting us quicker to cities. I think about when I'm in Colorado, going from Denver to go skiing and not having to sit in traffic. If I can just get a train that takes me there within an hour, half an hour. There is one train that can take you to downtown Denver to Winter Park and back. They're looking to expand that, I think, all the way up to Steamboat. But anything to just get me around quicker and not having to depend on the air.
Thank you very much. A lot of people would thank you for that. Tim, what do you envision?
I actually drafted something like this.
Ah, you want to share?
Yeah, the Safety View Dream Lab would be a place where there's some living quarters, there's some different components, but kids, college students can come in, learn about technologies, what it can do. It would be more near a lake with more interconnected shapes and just fluid LED lights, projecting some real-time data or something, just something that makes you feel wow when you step up to it. Like, I want to learn, I want to understand more. And that's, so
Very
I could
cool.
go.
So Bonnie, what would yours be?
Well, thank you for asking, sir. I was just thinking about that. I would design a school. I don't think anybody's mentioned that. A school for kids that would have a certain amount of automation, but opportunities to explore exciting ideas, to put innovation ideas into their minds at a young age. We're talking 5, 10, 12. Dream big, you would tell the kids. What would you like to see? What's a toy that we don't have? What's a way to learn that book? What's a way for you to travel the world, and where would you like to go? Maybe some video innovations, maybe some toys that they could build things with, like an automated Legos. I don't know, which are popular with adults too. Something like that. I would like to see something in education, Don, that would allow kids to dream outside the box instead of, I remember, I can't mention my daughter's name or what she does professionally, but I remember I got a note home from her teacher in kindergarten, and the teacher said, your daughter is coloring outside the lines. And this is a problem. And we think she needs remedial drawing and remedial reading. Okay, she was Phi Beta Kappa in her junior year. She was #1 in her medical school class, and she illustrated all of her textbooks, all of her notebooks with she's an artist too. So this was a brilliant kid, but they reprimanded that she colored outside the lines. Can you imagine? I won't tell you how many years ago that was. Not that long ago. Otherwise, I'll sound too old. And I would like to see that gone, and the ability for kids to think outside the box from an early age. Tim, you want to say something? Go ahead.
Did you see the president's the K through 12 AI and K through 12 program that help, like, students in K through 12 all over the country can put together a project, and there's some boards and stuff like that. I'm working with the
Cool.
school to implement that. So
I will look for that.
I would look it up.
I
It's
will.
a challenge that president just put out.
I would like to
couple
look
days
at
ago.
that. By the way, would you all like to come back and do part 4 in maybe November before I go into my year-end crystal ball prediction show? Are you interested? You think you got 3 more sites in you, Tim and Darryl and Don?
I've
Yep.
already thought of a couple already.
I bet
So,
you
yeah.
did.
So yes.
You get to go first next time. We'll give Don a break. It'll be Darryl and Tim and Don. I want to say thank you all to all 3 of you. I really appreciate your taking the time to join me today. It's always fun to visit with you. And I want to say thank you to Jordan Henson, here's a comment. He was in London recently for a friend's wedding, and he toured London for 10 days. He said, I wish I would have seen that bridge while I was in London. There you go. So Jordan will have to get you back. So let me play the outro here, and I'd like to do a sound. Let me see if I can quickly get a applause here. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. This is from my three wonderful panelists. And now let's close out. Oh my goodness, here we go. Okay.
Are you tired of hearing the future is already here? We are too. That may have been yesterday's future, but today's future hasn't happened yet. Take a deep breath, tune out the hype, the noise, and turn up the volume. Savvy, art of the possible technology visionaries talking about how today's innovations right now are shaping every aspect of our real future. We'll laser focus our spotlight on buzzworthy tech
There we go.
like artificial intelligence,
AI,
machine learning, Internet of Things, augmented reality, and
Reality,
lots more.
augmented.
Clear your calendar and open your mind for Technology Revolution, the future of now. With the most upbeat host on global radio, Bonnie D. Graham. Listen anywhere, anytime, on any device.
Thank you to the voice of Ryan Treasure, Don DeLoach. Always pleasure to see you. Glad you had a lot of good news. Tim Wolter, delight. Give my regards. You still didn't wear the hat. You're making, you're putting me at a disadvantage here. And Darryl Keeton, always lovely to see you. And we will